Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I want to do a quick video. I had a cafe latte and another subscriber, I can't remember the name, both asked me some questions about shop and delivers. So I thought I'd knock out my top 10 tips for doing a quick shop and deliver. And this is not necessarily a tutorial on how to do a shop and deliver. There are lots of videos about how to do shop and delivers. I'm just going to go through my top 10 tips for you guys that you can see how to make it faster for you, because I do these shop and delivers pretty quick. So when you get a shop and deliver, it's going to say suggested time to start shopping. Ignore that time, go straight to the store and start shopping right away. Unless the app tells you you can't start shopping right away. Give yourself some more leniency. You don't have to wait for that time to actually start. Soon as you get to the store, swipe arrived, right? Before you even get out of your car, as soon as you're in the parking lot. Then it's going to say, all right, we're putting it together, your order together, and then they're going to pop up with a preview list. Look at the preview list before you even leave your vehicle. If you see a lot of freeze and chill, grab a cooler bag and take it with you. Just go grab it, put it in a cart, and go right into the store. That'll save you time and it'll protect the product. Look over that preview list to kind of get in your mind everything that you're looking for in the store. You don't have to memorize it all, but the things I'm looking for are how much of this is food, how much is freeze, how much of this is other stuff. Is there baby clothes? Is there pharmaceutical stuff and whatnot? So that's that. When you get to the store, you're going to learn your stores pretty quick after you do a few shop and delivers. I always start with the non-food items. So when you go into the store and you say, start shopping now, right? You got your cart, you got your cooler bag, you're ready to go. You say, start shopping. When I start shopping, most of the time it takes you right to the food, and you start with canned goods or whatever. I looked at the preview list already. So if there's things that are not food, because food's always, like all my stores, the food areas are always the A aisles. So A1 through whatever. I always start with the non-food items. I go for the baby clothes or the t-shirts or the pharmacy stuff. It's up to you if you want to follow that pattern or not. I've noticed that I'm able to grab those items quicker. If you go to that top left-hand button at any time in your shop, you could see the full list again, and you could actually open that item, and it'll tell you where it's at. I go get all the pharmaceutical stuff and the hard to find stuff. Also, anything that are like single candy bars and whatnot, I get all of those too right away, because those are such a pain. Like when you first come in, there's like a grab and go aisle in most of my stores. There's like a grab and go aisle, and also like the single stuff, the candy bars, the bubble gum, and they're usually labeled Z aisle. If it's Z100, that's usually the first aisles right there. Sometimes it gets into some other numbers, like funky numbers. Those will be along the aisles, like Heath candy bars or some Bubblicious bubble gum or whatever. Those are a pain in the butt to find, and I don't want to be looking for those, even though that's the last part of the area I'm going out of the store. I don't want to be searching up and down aisles once I've gotten all the other groceries in my cart. I just want to get all that small stuff knocked out. That's just the way I do it. It's your prerogative. The one caveat with that is, if you can't find the exact item and you jumped the items, it will not allow you to substitute. So you will have to come back to that. Sometimes when I'm grabbing a substitute item, I will just grab it, set it in the child area, the basket, just set it aside, so I know when I come back around to it, I'll substitute it later with a different size or whatever. So boom, boom, boom. Normally I don't have a script. I put a little quick scribble scratch together just to get my thoughts together so I'm not rambling too much. All right, so all the food items are labeled A1 through how many ever items they have in the store, right? Or aisles they have in the store. When I go to those aisles, I shoot right down the aisle. So if it's aisle A23, and then it'll say area 15. I go down to A23 and I go straight down the aisle till I follow the top of the aisles. All the aisles are numbered on the top. So you can see A23, 1 through 40 if they have 40 numbers in that aisle. But I just go straight all the way down to that area. I don't like look. I just go straight down that aisle to that number. And when I get to that number, I look at the prices. I don't look for the product as much. Like if the price is $2.49, I just start scanning under that number. I just go back left and right all the way down till I see something that's $2.49, and typically that's the item and that's the size. What I found out is if I am going and I'm looking for a certain brand or something, and I'm looking, and then there's the brand, and then I'm like, okay. What size am I looking for? 20 ounce. Is this 20 ounce? I can't see. I'm looking at that. I can just see that price tag quicker, and that usually takes me right to the size I need for that item. So that's just a little tip that I use. Substitutes and replacements. Okay, so you get to the aisle, you're like, I can't find this item, and I'm going to substitute it with something, right? Or you say, item's not available. They're going to say, try this as a substitute. Try to find that. If you can't find that, you swipe, said, that's not available. Then they say, you pick an item, right? So when I substitute items, I always, it depends on what it is. If it's flavor specific, like if they're looking for the chili con queso Dorito Blast chips that have just come out, right? That's all I'm getting them. I'm not getting them regular Doritos. I'm not contacted. I'm just, that's what they asked for. It's a specific detailed item. It's not available. Boom, next. If they didn't have the replacements offered and they want me to pick, I'm not picking that. I'm just moving on. I'm not going to get them a product that they didn't want. They specifically wanted the chili con queso Dorito explosion chip. I want them to have that product. I don't want to give them something else and then be like, that's not what I wanted. And then you get downgraded, right? Replacement items and prices. So this is a more challenging thing. Like when I go, and it depends on the product, but I kind of look over what the customer's purchased. So let's say you already picked up some hamburger buns, right? And then their next item is hamburger buns or hamburger. And they want the 80-20 fat whatever meat formula for the hamburger and the leanness. And you go and you're like, of course, 80-20 is on sale, they're out. Now you have to choose. You go not available, it says you pick a replacement. And you look at it and you go, okay, this one's $1.50 more and this one is 30 cents less, right? This cheaper meat or whatever. I look at what the customer has picked, okay? If they're buying everything discount, if they're buying loaves of bread for $1 and, I noticed that, they're eating lots of ramen and they seem like they're on a budget, I don't buy the more expensive thing. I get the cheaper item available. Or I say it's not available. But if they ordered hamburger buns, why are you going to give them hamburger buns and no hamburger to cook, right? So you got to get them something. I make the call. I just look at it and see what they're ordering. If they're ordering brioche hamburger buns and they're the expensive ones, I get them the more expensive meat. I don't worry about it. I just boom. Don't give it too much thought. Just make a quick decision, pick and go. All right, so you find a substitute, right? You're like, okay, they wanted this ketchup item, but I substituted with this other ketchup, and you start scrolling, and you're going around the corner, and you're like, oh shit, there's the original ketchup that they wanted. There's no going back. Once you substitute, it's substituted. Just set it and forget it. Don't go back. You can't call customer service. They're not gonna take the item off for you. You can't back up out of this. So once you select a substitute, and that's why they ask, are you sure this is the substitute you want? Once you decide, it's a done deal. Don't give it too much thought. Just keep rolling on. Also with the substitutes, sometimes like with those candy bars and smaller stuff in the beginning, thing I hate about it is you'll go there and you'll be like, nope, it's not available. And then they're like, well, try this aisle. And you're like, oh, geez, you go down to that aisle. No, it's not available. Oh, try this aisle. You're like, Jesus, Walmart. Ugh, you know, but they have it all over the store. And then you end up finding it eventually. But just going as fast as we can, right? Something is not scanning. So you go to scan an item and it won't scan. You go to the help part, you swipe up, and it'll say enter UPC. You could type in the barcode number right there, okay? Also, when you're scanning, scan the item itself, and if that doesn't work, there's a little barcode on the price on the shelf. Try scanning that. Sometimes that scans. So even if the item here doesn't scan, I try doing the one on the shelf. Sometimes that scans, and then I'll just take the product and go. But if it doesn't enter the UPC, you take the time and you type in the UPC and it doesn't load, item not available. It's not your fault that the barcodes aren't working and the UPC doesn't load. That's a Walmart issue. Don't waste too much time on it. Just say item not available and either get a substitute that does scan or move on. Also with that, sometimes they'll offer you to take a picture if this is the item. That's great if they do that. Sometimes some stores, they don't do that. I don't know why, but produce. Okay, this is a picky thing. Picking produce is important. If you pick trash, they're gonna hit you on your ratings, okay? Not everybody knows what a ripe avocado is. Not everybody knows what a good mango is. Not everybody knows, well, you should know bananas. Everybody eats bananas, I think. But there's certain fruits that you don't know. So if you don't know, you know, educate yourself a little bit on how to pick an avocado, how to pick a watermelon, how to pick a cantaloupe, things like that. So when you're shopping, you're grabbing quality stuff for them, right? And there's tons of videos online where you can see how to pick those fruits really quick. It'll be 10 minutes of your time to invest on how to find out on certain things. Like I said, don't pick any trash fruit. Now, if they say they want avocados and they're all banged up, item not available. Don't give your customer anything. Ripeness, bananas. I don't know how many times they want bananas and the bananas are all green. Every one of them. They look like they were just chopped off the tree 10 minutes ago. I don't get them bananas that are super green. I try to get them that are on that brink of becoming ripe, you know. I don't want them spotted. I don't, you know, get good quality. Get what you would want to get, right? If something smells, don't get it. If you're picking fish and you smell the fish, don't get it. Say item not available. And then later you can handle that. And lastly, leave a note with your customers. When you guys get done and you do your delivery, if you notice that, hey, the watermelons were all rotten or this wasn't good, just leave a quick note for the customer. And I always keep a notepad in my car with a pen. Yeah, I should be doing the same. And say, hi, this is John, your shopper. Or you could do this in the app itself and say, I was going to get you bananas, but they were all so green, it would have taken a week for them to ripen, and I didn't want to give you a bad product. Or the bananas were all spoiled and over-ripened, and I didn't want to give you a bad product. Because there's certain items that they're like, what do you mean there's no bananas? What do you mean there's no this? You know, there should be. But, you know, go the extra effort to make sure at times that you're getting the stuff that they want, because that's what they want, right? But don't get stuck in the aisles for, you know, 20 minutes extra looking for a certain specific item. You just got to go, decide, and move on. Go, decide, and move on. And don't worry about it. So, hope that's helpful, guys. Make sure you guys are liking and commenting below. What are some of your tips? I'm always open to learn other things and ways to make it faster. You guys leave your comments below. Helps us to get better as a community. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, and we're out.